The subject of mental health has progressed greatly and doesn't hold the same stigma it once did. Of course, this doesn't mean we've reached a point of complete normalization, but at least our grandparents can stop referring to it as a form of witchcraft. I think that as this normalization progresses, people are growing more accustomed to having mental health talks. My school has done a great job of having these available for students. You can access multiple of these on the wonderful TEDx platform that we're currently talking on today. After sitting through multiple of these myself, there's one piece of information that's always struck out to me as vital, and that is that we should talk about our issues. Many of you might think differently, probably arguing, how does talking about my issues change anything? Scientifically, with a 1988 study by James W. Pennebaker, psychotherapy, or talk therapy, is beneficial to a point it can be used as a preventive method in stopping physical health problems. In a psychological sense, talking about your feelings isn't supposed to change anything exactly. It's supposed to help you rationalize your thoughts instead of stacking them inside. Last year, during the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us were forced to stay indoors for a longer period of time than we're used to. In this case, I cannot attest to anyone else's experiences except my own, for I was in the house from March 2020 to September 2020, totaling up to 7 whole months. Can you imagine that? Never leaving your house for 7 months. The hardest part of all this was that this was during my exam year. Saying I was stressed was an understatement. The one person I owe to helping me during this time is my older brother, who is also in an exam year. Sometimes after my lessons, I would go to him to talk about how difficult I found my subjects, or to complain about how much work I needed to do. Did talking to him make any of my subjects any easier? No. Did talking to him give me a drive to sit down and finish all my assignments in one go? Also no. But did talking to him make me feel better? Yes. By talking to him, he made me feel like I could do anything, really. It might seem like a weird concept, but it is true. I think that talking about our issues really does help, especially when it comes to slight issues. And I know that not all of us have this type of relationship with our parents, our siblings, or even our friends, especially when discussing issues much more serious than schoolwork. The current dilemma with mental health isn't that none of us know where to go to talk about our issues, but the resources are there. But what use are all these resources when we lack the emotional security to look for them? Emotional security refers to a lack of apprehension, a feeling of safety, and a feeling of confidence in our issues and our experiences. I feel like emotional insecurity is very prevalent in our current society, and an example of this in my school is people refusing to go to the counselor for one of 2 reasons. Either they may think their issue is too small to possibly pester the counselor with them, or they might think the issue is too big that the counselor could possibly never understand. One solution I think schools can implement are online or anonymous help boxes that can help us put our issues, our general issues in, and that way, when the counselor would deliver talks to like the general demographic of people, we can realize that our issues aren't that special in the least condescending way possible. It can give us the validity that our issues are important because other people are struggling with them. Another solution could be personal helplines, like 911 or 999, which are very familiar to most of you, I'm assuming. I think that by having these, people will lose the apprehension they have with talking about their feelings. And it allows us to talk more openly, similar to like the confessions in the Catholic Church. In conclusion, talking about our issues is difficult, but having to deal with them alone is even harder. I think that schools implementing these helplines and anonymous help boxes can definitely reduce the amount of emotional insecurity in schools, because I believe that we all deserve to feel safe in our own emotions. Thank you, and thank you for listening to my talk.